across the table. Dalton Borg has been wheelchair-bound for most of his life, yet he helps his team run the table against the best. It's all about making the shots and attitude.
The desire to win and the ability to concentrate totally on what you're doing.
2 months ago, Louisiana held its first ever 8-ball tournament, and these guys won it.
Tomorrow, they'll rack them up in Las Vegas, where, with a few breaks, these Louisiana champions feel they can better last year's performance when the High Tides shot their way to a 33rd place finish among 485 teams.
It just takes a lot of dedication and a lot of heart. There's a lot of great competition out there, a lot of good pool players.
You have to be mentally tough to compete in a 4-day event and shoot well all the time.
Well, good luck in Vegas, and to use some pool vernacular, guys hope you're in action for several days. NBA playoffs tonight at 10 will show you what I think will be the elimination of the Knicks and a Spurs victory. We'll see what I know tonight.
Yes, we'll find out how good a predictor you are.
Sometimes not so good.
All right, Bob, you are.
Watching live tonight at the site of the crowd.
When you're looking for a special place to go, there's a cooking spot that your friends all know. The fun starts at the finish line.
Saturday, May 18th at the finish line nearest you, enjoy a full day of racing excitement and the 121st running of the Preakness Stakes. Doors open at 9:30 a.m., first post 10 a.m.
Come on, Billy. Come on, Joe. Let me tell you about the place to go. The fun starts at the finish line.
6 News Closed Captioned is brought to you in part by your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Bob Alvarez has pulled up a chair in the sports department, and if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, you got to be excited tonight, huh?
Yes, Dennis Rodman's birthday today. There's a big party tonight, and it was almost put on hold, but can you imagine what that party's going to be like? Yeah. You don't want to imagine. Maybe, yeah, crazy. The Bulls put the Knicks away 4-0 tonight, 4-1 tonight's final, 94-81. Scottie Pippen finally had the jumper going, finished with 15 points. Michael Jordan had 35. Rodman also in the offensive act. That one is going to finally drop. Bulls wave bye-bye to the Knicks and their superfan Spike Lee. Bulls win by 13, 94-81 the final. Meanwhile, San Antonio, if they don't hold on, their season will be over. Regardless of what Commissioner Paul Tagliabue would lead us to believe, his league has a serious drug problem. Recently, Bam Morris is busted with a couple thousand pounds of marijuana. Michael Irvin is attending drug parties in hotel rooms. And today, the league's MVP admits an addiction to pain medication. That's why Brett Favre is a patient in the league's substance abuse program.
Throughout the last couple of years and playing with pain and injuries and suffering numerous surgeries, possibly became dependent upon medication.
Well, tonight, Tulane's Chad Suter was named the Conference USA Freshman of the Year, while teammates Jason Navarro and Brian Hughes earned a spot on the All-Star team. Tomorrow, Tulane plays St. Louis in the conference tournament. We'll be there. The Privateers meet Jacksonville in the Sun Belt tourney. The base stealing of Joey DeSalvo is one of their reliable offensive weapons.
I think it's just a matter of getting some good jumps and, you know, getting some good timing down on some pitchers. Other than that, just basically just having fun.
He's played with a lot of confidence. He's having fun, and he's having an outstanding year for us, and he's been definitely one of our leaders.
And what a night for Dwight, and I'm glad to see this. Dr. K, it looks like he's back. Dwight Gooden tossing his first career no-hitter. It's the first one in the American League this season, and believe it or not, only the third for the Yankees since 1956. Yanks beating Seattle 2-0. If New Orleans builds a sports arena, the International Hockey League is very interested in becoming a tenant. Ongoing talks about the construction and a potential ownership group will continue in a couple of weeks. And tonight in his series, Good Sports, Rich Lenz introduces us to a lady who has touched 3 generations.
The Privateers are hot so far.
Yeah, looking good. Gives us to a game's not over, but they are in control right now. In the Sun Belt Conference Tournament, the Privateers playing the Jacksonville Dolphins. Donald rushing on the hill, and he's got it going on. 7 strikeouts so far. UNO explodes in the top of the first. Scott Carson with the single through the infield. Powell scores. Washam comes around to score. UNO leads 2-0. Then Felix Martinez with a nice drive into left field. UNO scoring 5 runs in the first inning. Let's take you to the board. The update finds UNO 8-zip. This ball game's not over. It's in the 7th inning. They're looking for their first opening round win since 1990. Meanwhile, Tulane was supposed to start at 4. Games are running long. Rich Lenz will update you at 6. Well, following a season on the bench because of drug abuse, Dwight Gooden yesterday pitched what might be the best game of his career. The Doc throws a no-hitter with a lot of help from his friends. Gerald Williams making the snow cone grab. This was the first no-hitter in the former Mets' 11-year career.
This is the greatest feeling, especially just to do it in New York. From the things I've been through to make it, back and to come back and do it here in New York is a special feeling.
Way to go, Doc. The United States women's basketball team picked up its first gold medal of the year by winning a tournament in Australia, beating the hosts 87-78. The Americans have now won 36 straight games. The Orlando Magic could end Atlanta's season tonight, and we'll let you know about that at 10. If Orlando wins, that would set up a series with the Chicago Bulls. And Michael Jordan says that Chicago isn't getting enough credit for their defensive game plan.
For us to be 72-10, defense has to have an emphasis somewhere, and we felt it did, and we knew that when the playoffs come, that's an area that we can always be consistent.
All right, once again, UNO has a lead, and of course, they win this tournament. They go to Omaha for sure. If they don't, then it's a little iffy because you never know what these selection committee guys are going to do. So,
and how about Doc Gooden?
After
11 years?
Yeah, I know Doc from my days in Tampa, the nicest guy. And right now he thinks he has his life together. He sat out last year because of drugs. But right now he thinks his life is together, but it is one day at a time. And his career right now looks like it is successfully back. So.
It's sweet to have a comeback like that.
Yes.
Okay, Bob. Well, we've got more news for you in half an hour. Coming up on Channel 6 News at 6 o'clock, the state police hit the jackpot near Slidell. We'll tell you how they stumbled on $1 million. And rising car thefts. We'll tell you about that, too. That is the news for us. For Channel 6 News at 5 o'clock, NBC Nightly News is next.
Bob Dole's big, bold stroke. He will resign the Senate to run full-time for president as a private citizen. Why? What now? In the crash of Flight 592, now the investigation centers on a possible explosion and fire. Part 2 of our NBC News investigation, the New Mexico School for the Blind, a long pattern of alleged student abuse. And Christopher Reeve, his campaign for more money for spinal injury research, his new passion.
From NBC News, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Reporting tonight from Washington.
Good evening from the nation's capital. It's still more than 5 months to the presidential election, but Bob Dole's campaign was in trouble and he knew it. So today, he stunned the political world, announcing he would resign the Senate to run, as he put it, as a citizen, a Kansan, just a man.
Balls flying out. You're going to see some long home runs. Tonight, the Wave pounding 4 homers, including a pair by Jason Fitzgerald, and they beat St. Louis 14-5. Freshman of the year, Chad Suter, high, deep, opposite field, gone. A Tulane record 68 RBIs. Freshman record for Suter. Tulane 1-0 in the first. Second inning, Jason Fitzgerald nails one. It's 2-0. You'd think that one is deep? Well, watch this one off the bat of Mike Purcell. The right fielder doesn't even move. Wow.
Tulane pounding out 16 hits in the victory. Pitcher Jason Navarro strikes out 5. He's now 10-0, 14-5 the final score. Tonight, the Privateers won their 40th game of the season, and you know what? Since 1988, 40 victories has always sent UNO to the NCAA tournament. Game 1 in the Sun Belt tournament, and Scott Carson gets the infield hit. Joey DeSalvo scores, Jason Washam scores, 2-0 UNO leads. Later in the first, Felix Martinez. A nice slap into left field, Privateers leading 4-0, and they weren't through. Wild pitch, Miguel Rivera scores. And that made it 5-zip. Donald Rushing strikes out 13 and becomes the Privateers' first 10-game winner since 1988. These are the numbers. Tomorrow, Tulane meets the winner of the Southern Miss Memphis game. Right now, Southern Miss with a 5-0 lead in the third. UNO 2:30 Arkansas State tomorrow. LSU, well, they won't play in the SEC tournament until tomorrow when they face Tennessee. It will be the first game as the conference most valuable player for Eddie Furness.
It was a total shock. I mean, I never expected anything like this. It's a tremendous honor. And I thank everybody for, whoever votes on that, and the baseball gods for allowing me to have this. It's wonderful.
And tonight it is official. It will be the Magic and the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Final. You will see Game 1 right here on Channel 6 on Sunday. Tonight, the Magic having a tough time with the Atlanta Hawks before winning 96-88. End of the third quarter, Mookie from just beyond half court, bada bing. Atlanta within 1, but Shaq scores 27 tonight. Nick Anderson, Magic up by 10. Penny Hardaway through the lane. It's jam time. Hardaway with 24, Magic 96-88, coach's wife. Magic wins a series 4-1. Florida Marlins putting a 9-game win streak on the line. And for the Cardinals, Mark Sweeney going opposite field. I think the ball's juiced this year. Cardinals have a lead. Todd Stottlemyre throwing what the Marlins cannot hit. Streak is over for Florida. Cardinals blank. The Marlins 6-0. Lorenzo White is the Mario Bates insurance policy. Today he signed a 1-year contract. He'll be working out with the Saints tomorrow. On Friday, May 24th, the Olympic torch will be in New Orleans, and guess who will be carrying the flame? In 66 days, the torch will be in Atlanta. Today, it made its way to St. Joe, Missouri, and during a portion of the journey, the flame was covering the miles via Pony Express. You will see the Olympic Games right here on Channel 6. When you have the flame, you will actually be running.
I'm practicing. I'll be running.
Good. All right, you'll be representing all of us.
Okay, I won't fall.
Please don't, because we will laugh.
I know. Still ahead tonight. This guy can't even talk. He can't even walk.
So how did this bear travel all across the country? The story when we come back.
Turner and his family moved into their very first home. It was a HUD home. One of hundreds.
Can't even.
HUD can help you own, or as little as 3% down. Ask a real estate agent about HUD Homes and make your own dream come true.
You can contact Channel 6 News on the internet at WDSU@com.net or faxes at 679-0733.
Looks like the Saints coaches are trying to set up a little rivalry.
Yeah, they need somebody to, I used the word push already, to spur Mario Bates on a little bit. They need a little more continuity. They need him to do just a little better than last year. So they brought another guy into town. His name is Lorenzo White, and let's take a look. These are the first pictures of Lorenzo in his Saints attire. And as we just talked about, yes, he's around here to push Mario Bates, and he knows it.
All I'm saying right now is I want to come in and contribute to the team, whichever way that's possible. I mean, whether it's, coming in, starting, coming in, backing up, whatever. I'm just going to be at 110% and just be ready.
All right, baseball, the Privateers are looking for their second Sun Belt Conference victory, and if there is a game to be found, Ro Brown will find it, and Ro joins us live from Mobile. Ro?
All right, Bob, thanks a lot. We are in the top of the 9th inning right now with 2 out. UNO was trailing 3-2, but they've just gone ahead. Big hits by Chris Powell and Jason Washington put them ahead. They lead now by a score of 5-3 in the top of the 9th inning. The Privateers are the visiting team in this one, so of course the opponent out there today will have a chance to come to bat later on. We've got some early highlights in this one. Let's go right to those highlights. Now in the first inning, they got on the board first, of course, and it was a single up the middle by Todd Rhodes of Arkansas State to make it 1-0. In the top of the 5th, however, UNO would tie it up. Felix Martinez with a solo home run. That made it 1-1. Steve Stanson replaced the starter, Marcotte Meyer, and he was greeted with a 2-run home run by Aaron New of Arkansas State to make it 3-1. However, the Privateers have now come back, and they've taken the lead by 2 by a score of 5-3 in the top of the 9th inning. Now, should they win this one, they will play the winner of the USL ball game tomorrow. Should they lose, they'll play Texas Pan American. So it's 5-3, UNO with the lead, top of the 9th inning. They lead Arkansas State. Back to you, Bob.
Okay, Ro, thanks a lot. The Green Wave also plays tonight. So does LSU, and Rich Lenz will tell us more about that this evening at 6. You talk about playing second fiddle. That's what the Western Conference finalists will be doing. Seattle is waiting for the winner of this series, and the Jazz could get it done tonight. All eyes will be on the Eastern Conference final that features the Orlando Magic and the Chicago Bulls.
You know, as great as they are, you know, going in there, it's going to be just like the finals. You know, I think that it'll be a big test for us, and I'm sure it's going to be a big test for those guys because they respect us the same amount as we respect them.
Game 1 is here Sunday. Pregame starts at 1:30.
Should be good.
Yes.
Okay, Bob. Well, we've got more news for you in half an hour right here. Coming up on Channel 6 News at 6 o'clock. While the fight over their pay goes on, we will ride along with NOPD officers to see what kind of stress they face every day. And how big is too big? The issue of lot size on the North Shore sparks arguments from both sides. That's Channel 6 News at 5. I'll be back with
Made and carrier. From refrigerators to air conditioners, A1 guarantees the lowest price. Give your mom a Mother's Day she'll never forget. Take it to Barreca's on us. At A1 Appliance, the whole month of May is Mother's Day.
6 News closed captioned is brought to you by your New Orleans Super Chevy dealers.
Well, Bob Alvarez is here with Sports Now, and UNO went down in flames today. How's Tulane doing tonight?
Well, someone better shake the Tulane bats.
Oh,
the metal,
that bad,
the
huh?
metal is rusty.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, something's wrong. Tonight, Tulane is playing Southern Mississippi, and so far the Tulane bats have been silent. Southern Miss greets Tulane's starter, Scott Williamson, with 3 base hits, Chris Hesse, and then it's Derek Reams going the other way. Cliff Wren then has his turn with a single that scores Hesse. And Southern Miss jumping out to a lead. They're also playing some defense. Derek Reams has also added a 2-run homer. Nice play at third, huh? Double play. Southern Miss is leading Tulane 3-0 in the 4th inning. And if Tulane loses, they will play tomorrow night at 7. The LSU Tigers are in Birmingham, and tonight they are playing Tennessee. We take a look at the national anthem. Eddie Yarnell on the hill.
We had